Welcome, my name is Peter. I'm the founder of finmods.com, and this may become one of the most, or maybe the most important videos I ever made. We are talking about freelancer platforms, freelancer SaaS platforms. We are starting here on my website, finmods.com, and here you find financial models and templates for startups. Classic startups like restaurant business, and also digital startups for SaaS, mobile app, and especially the freelancer platform business. So you may think, is this really a business? Is this interesting? Let's have a little view on some stats. The freelancer market is a real monster market with a total volume of $42.9 trillion. As I researched this topic, I really couldn't believe it. And I couldn't imagine the number of 42.9 trillion. So how much are 42.9 trillion? A trillion equals 1,000 billion. 1 trillion is 1,000 billion. A trillion has 12 zeros before the comma. It's a huge, mega huge number. And the worldwide freelancer market has a value of $40,900 billion. And how many freelancers are there worldwide? 1.1 billion freelancers worldwide. 1.1 billion freelancers. Imagine this. Around about a third of the whole workforce in the world are freelancers. Wow, that's a mega huge supermarket, and there is a mega opportunity for anybody who thinks about starting a SaaS business. I can only recommend you look at the freelancer business. Freelancing is super popular. 33% of the Fortune companies are already hiring freelancers. 70% of small businesses hired a freelancer in the past, and even better, 90%, I don't know, I deleted it here, but over 80%, almost 90% think about hiring freelancers in the future. Yeah, there it is, 81% of SMBs plan to hire freelancers in the future. Almost all businesses think about hiring freelancers. There are so many opportunities and so many benefits of freelancing in comparison to the classic employee staffing. And there are over 1 billion freelancers in the world. The industry is hungry for freelancers. Freelancers are faster in project completion. Freelancers reduce costs. Freelancers increase transparency. They provide companies to access skills of different industry experts. Freelancers are used to collaborate online. Freelancers love to work independently. 81% want to be their own boss. They love the flexibility of their schedule, and so on and on and on. There are so many benefits for freelancing, and that's the simple reason why freelancing is super popular and is a mega growth market. Okay, so now in this video, we think about the opportunity, the possibility that you build a SaaS platform for freelancing. And there are already competitors in this market. The most popular ones are freelancer.com, upwork.com, and fiverr.com. So these are the big boys right now in the market. Freelancer has about 31 million users now and a revenue of 618 million per year. Upwork has 17 million users and 400 million revenue, and Fiverr about 7 million users. So what are they looking for? What kind of jobs? It's writing, it's creative design, it's logo design, it's all kind of graphic design, it's all kind of website design and mobile app development, software development. Marketing is super important because building a product is only half of the success. You also need to market it successfully. IT, networking, database administration, and engineering. These are the most popular niches or areas for freelancers. So the question now is there still room for a further freelancer? platform, for the freelancer platform, that you could build in your favorite niche. Because you could say, hey man, Peter, there are already freelancer.com, Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, they are super successful, they dominate the world. Is there space for me? Okay. These three platforms together represent an estimated revenue of $1.2 billion. That's a lot of money, and they have already a nice share of the market. But in comparison, the total market, as we mentioned, is $42.9 trillion. So these three big guys, Freelancer, Upwork and Fiverr, they are tiny. They are super tiny in comparison to the total market. These three big guys, they dominate over how much? 0.0003% of the total market. Being honest, that's nothing. Yes, that's nothing. The market is monstrous, giant. They are already beginning to conquer this market. They are leading the market right now. Yes, that's true. But there's a huge share of 99.9997% of the market that's free, unconquered. That's green, green floor. That's all free. You can conquer this 99.9997% with your new niche idea for a freelancer platform. So there is more space and more room for any kind of freelancer SaaS platform that you could even think about. So if you really think about this business honestly and seriously, the only question should be, how can you start your own freelancer platform? And in this video, I can help you with two areas. Number one, it's financial planning. And number two, it's the software development. If you master these two tasks, then you can raise capital, you can find partners, you can build up your financial model, you can build your product itself, the SaaS platform, your software as a service itself. You can get clear about finances and you can build your product. And for this purpose, I prepared a unique startup kit that gives you a real head start. And here it is. Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is my financial model, Freelancer, that I created myself. I love to create such kind of Excel models and do this for all kind of industries. And the latest one right now is the model for a freelancer SaaS platform. And this really blew my mind as I started to research this market. And I really absolutely underestimated this market in any kind of view. This is a monster, super monster, mega opportunity for everybody who thinks about a new business, a SaaS business. You can start really small with one guy or a gal. You can just draw out a simple MVP, a minimum viable product that provides value to the freelancer market. And you can build a financial model. Financial modeling is extremely helpful because it shows you your way to success. It's like playing in a sandbox. You can think about different scenarios, what prices make sense, what costs and expenses can you afford, when can you start to hire employees, or how much can you spend for freelancers. You could build a whole freelancer team and so on. So this is part 1. We will have a deeper view into it right now in a few moments. And part 2 is the software part. And I ask myself, how can I build a great SaaS platform, a software product, for example, a SaaS, freelancer SaaS platform, without being an engineer. I'm not an engineer. I studied some things like law, and I learned how to run a restaurant and how to write a book and to run a publishing business. And I started different businesses and I run various businesses, small businesses. I'm a small business entrepreneur. But I had no idea about software development or engineering. And so I started my journey, and I found that there are fantastic solutions. They are called no-code solutions, that everybody who is able to write a document on Microsoft Word or MS Excel, that's a similar comparison, that everybody can do this, can also build software. Not just a website, but software that has functions, that solves the payment process, that gives you a messaging system with your customers, and so on. Everything you can imagine, now you can build with a no-code system without being an engineer. So I put together these two pieces, a special software template called Uplands, which is built from our partner Zero Code. We merged affiliate partnership with Zero Code. They are specialists and they are an agency for no-code applications. So they on the one hand, they develop no-code software applications, and they also provide software templates. So the software template, Uplands in this case, is the easiest, fastest, and cheapest way you can start the foundation, you can build the foundation for your new software business. Okay, so this is the entry. Now I would like to share with you more details about my financial model. This is the tool number one. So we have tool number one is the financial model, and tool number two is the software template. Okay, tool number one, just a little overview, the financial model. It is specially crafted to build a financial model for a freelancer platform. And the draft, the preprint is Upwork, the famous well-known freelancer platform. And this model helps you to build a financial model for a similar business like Upwork. It is ready to use. You just download the Excel file. The file is lean and clear. It helps you to build a complete financial plan. You get all you need, all the numbers, including a 5-year income statement, a 5-year cash flow statement, a 5-year balance statement, key performance indicators, charts, and all you need to convince investors to raise capital, and so on. And it is super easy to use because you only have to input your numbers into the yellow fields. These are the assumption fields. We go right into it in a few moments. My model has a very distinct benefit because it has the one-screen assumptions page. This is the one-screen assumptions page, and it is unique because you have the inputs on the left side and the outputs, the financial outputs on the right side, all on one page. So this is this provides you with a super intuitive modeling experience. You enter a figure for, let's say, a price, and then you see immediately how this impacts your revenue, your monthly recurring revenue, and all the other financial data, and of course also your profit. It gives you instant feedback, and this makes financial modeling super easy. So if you have some ideas about your freelancer SaaS business, you can build your financial plan with this model in about 1 hour, or let's say 2. Then you have your first draft and you can refine it, and on and on and on. And this video is also the video tutorial where we will build this model right now by entering our assumptions. Yeah, you will also find the screenshots here on my website. It's finmods.com. You find the link below this video. And at this moment, I would also like to ask you to subscribe my channel, and if you like it, to like my video. This gives me more motivation to make more such videos and to provide you with more value in the future. And I think there are some things to come because I have a list of further financial models and tools that I would like to build and provide to you. So now I would like to go into the Excel model itself. And we will have a look right now. So here is my example. Just put away the browser. Okay, so here is the Excel model. So what's going on here? Okay, so here is the Excel model, Freelancer. And the central tab is this one. This is the assumptions page, the one-page assumptions screen. Here you can enter all your important data, like your marketing here. The area is marketing. You have 4 marketing areas: website, ads, email, and influencer marketing, the most important online marketing activities. Then here, blue is the revenue. You can build your fee structure, your prices, and so on. Then yellow are the expenses, the most important expenses you have, all the expenses you have with your SaaS business, server hosting, customer service expenses, and so on. And then the financing, the investments, the money you need, how much cash you want to put in, the loan you need, and all these things. And on the right-hand side of this model, we have the outputs. So we have here the summary. You see the revenue for year 1, year 2, 3, 4, and 5. We always have a 5-year preview. Then we have COGS, that's cost of goods sold. Expenses, that's the sum of all expenses from personnel over utilities, fees, insurance, administration, all you see here. And then as a result, you get the EBITDA. EBITDA, that's the earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Let's say it's easy, the gross profit. And then you also have the break-even revenue, the revenue you need to make to reach the profit zone. Further, very important for a SaaS business is MAU, that's monthly active users, the number of users that are active on your SaaS platform every month. And MRR, that's the monthly recurring revenue. And further, you have important UAC numbers, that's the user acquisition cost. And you can compare this user acquisition cost for each kind of marketing strategy for website, ad, email, and influencer with the ULTV. And the ULTV is the user lifetime value. In this case, we have a user lifetime value of $266. And we see on the left side, what does it cost us to acquire a new user? Let's say over our website in year 1, we pay $13 to acquire a new user for our SaaS platform. And it has one user has a value of 266. So this is super profitable. But it's just an example, of course. But the value for you in this financial model is that you can model your marketing campaigns and your pricing structure and your cost structure, and you can see if which marketing channel makes most sense of you and where you can make the most profit, and you can see whether you make a profit. You just have to compare these numbers here with the ULTV, and you see if your marketing is profitable. Let's say, for example, the ads. We have a cost of $40 for one user to acquire by ads. And we can compare it with the user lifetime value in this example of 266. So we see we spend $40 to gain a user through ads, and this user has a value for us of $266. And that's not revenue, that's already gross profit. So we see in this case, all this marketing is super profitable. You also get ARPU, that's the average revenue per user. So that's the revenue per all users on average. And you also get a lot of charts about monthly active users, user acquisition, where do your users come from? In this example, we see most of the users come from the website. Then a lot of from email, influencer, and ads. Email is super, super, super important. You should really consider to integrate email marketing into your SaaS business, because it's probably the most profitable channel to find and get new customers and to gain back customers you already lost. And further important, figures and charts that help you to define your financial model. Okay, so now I would like to build with you a financial model from scratch. and here we have the same model, the freelancer model, and we have no data input yet. And I start to build with you this model right now. And we start with our pricing here with the revenue. And for the revenue, you have two sources of income: the client fee, for example, Upwork, and this is our template, charges 3% to clients. And then we have the user fee, and the freelancers on Upwork pay the most part. And you could enter just one user fee for all. For example, let's say 10% for all. But you can also put it into parts, into 3 parts. And let's say user fee number 1, 2, and 3. So that's here part 1, part 2, and part 3. You can define part 1 as a part from $0 to, let's say, $500. We just emulate the Upwork model. Upwork charges for the first $500 a freelancer makes through their platform a fee of 20%. Then the part 2 is from $500.01 up to $10,000 lifetime revenue, not per year, but lifetime revenue. So once a freelancer starts with Upwork, he works his way up, also referring to his fees. So for the part 2, Upwork charges 10%, and for the rest, for the 10K plus lifetime revenue a freelancer makes, they charge 5%. So now we emulated exactly the same price model as Upwork does. Then next one, as you see, it's very easy to hop from one yellow sale to the other. And the yellow cells also, okay, got it, my Google Drive, yeah, nice. And you can move up and down with your cursor, or you can click it simply with the mouse. And when you mark or click on a yellow input field, many of them also have some explanations that help you to define what does this mean, what is the user order rate. For example, this one, the user order rate is to determine the percentage of all users. The user order rate determines the percentage of all users on your platform that get hired by a client. For example, if you have 100 users and 20 get hired by clients, the order rate is 20. It simply describes how many of your users do get jobs. How many of the freelancers get a job? When we have 100 freelancers and 20 get a job, you have a higher rate, order rate of 20%. So we assume a higher rate, order rate of 20%. And the next one is the user revenue per month. How much does the average user on your platform make in revenue? Let's take a low figure of about $500 per month. This also, of course, can be much higher because the average freelancer worldwide makes about $39,000 per year, and 39,000 divided by 12 is an equal revenue of $3,250 per month. That's the average worldwide freelancer income per month. So we just assume a low, because we say a lot of freelancers and users are doing a side hustle and so on. Let's stay with a low number of about $500. You can make your numbers as you want. Okay, general just means which is the first month of your business. Let's say we start in January 24. Users at month 1, if you already have a small SaaS business running, you can also enter and start with, let's say you have 500 users, you can enter your users and you already start revenue. So we just deleted, we start from scratch. We say we have 0 users right now. And then the user churn rate per month. This is a super important number. What does this mean? The churn rate means the percentage of users you lose every month, because you will not only win new users every month, hopefully, but you will also lose some of them. And if you are doing really well, you will only use in the single digit area, let's say 2 to 7% or something like that. If you reach 5% churn per month, that's super, extremely well. Many businesses have a much higher churn rate of, let's say, 50 or 70%, which would mean a 50% churn rate would mean that you lose 50% of all your users in 1 month, which means you would lose all your users every 2 months. Every 2 months. That means a user would stay on average for 2 months. So let's say we have a good churn rate of 5%. And the model tells us also how long the users stay. The user lifetime with a 5% churn rate, monthly churn rate, is 20 months. Here we see 20 user lifetime in months. If you change it to, let's say, 3%, the user lifetime increases to 33 months. So we stay with, for now, with a 5% churn rate, which means our users, our freelancers, stay on average for 20 months on our platform. Maybe you get it to 1%, which would mean they would stay for 100 months. Okay, so we stay with 5% for the beginning. So now we have already entered a revenue model, a pricing model, and we have the churn rate. And now we get to marketing, and then it starts to become super interesting, because when we start with marketing, we will see the financial data building up on the right side. We start with our website, and there we can enter the organic traffic. People visit our website, and we say we have 5,000 visitors on our website. That's achievable within a foreseeable time. We can also define the growth of the organic traffic in percent per month. Let's say we expect an increase of 3%, because we put on blogs and so on. We see about this later. Web content, we can enter web content creators. We can do this right now. This is the personnel tab, where you can plan your staffing, because of course this can be employees or also freelancers, however you want to manage this. And there is a position called web content creator. So if you run a website, probably you will, if you run a SaaS business, you can hire a web content creator for, let's say, $30,000 per year. And this web content creator will write content for your blog to increase your organic traffic. And this is one content creator for each month, for month 1 to 12. And we have a planning horizon of 5 years. And so we can copy and paste this, for example, for the next 5 years here, 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. So now we have a web content creator hired for 5 years, and he will write lots of content for our SaaS website. And we go back to the assumptions page. So you see already here on the right hand side, expenses 30,000 per year. This is our web content creator increasing the traffic of our great SaaS blog, the Freelancer SaaS blog of your great freelancer business in your cool niche, where you can make millions and billions and maybe trillions, hopefully. Okay, so now the conversion traffic to user, this is the rate, how many visitors become a user of your platform. And we assume that 2% of the website visitors sign up and become a user of our website. And now you see the magic of this model, because all the formulas are connected and the model starts to calculate and build your financial model. And that's so cool if you see this coming alive. We already see that we make a revenue of $99,303 in year 1 and so on, and a profit of $69,000 and $303 in year 1, and it sums up. And because of the growth here, 3% growth, it increases. If we delete the growth, we see it does not increase, at least not that much. But we have, because of email marketing and so on, we have a growth, and we say the growth is 3%. And we go and move on to the PPC, to the ads. And here we have the PPC budget per month. Let's say we spend $300 per month on ads. And we have a CPC, that's the cost per click, let's say, and freelancer ads, hiring ads are quite a little bit more expensive. You would think about $4 or something like that for a click. And we can also increase the budget, let's say by 3% per month. We plan to increase the budget. And now important, the conversion click to user. Search ads on Google do have a quite high conversion and buying intent or action intent. So we can assume, let's say, a conversion of 10 or 15% of people that click on our freelancer platform ad to become a user. And next one, email marketing. We have an email list of 0. We start from scratch. We have an opt-in rate to use from user to email. So if you demand the email address as a login and sign up requirement, you can say 100% of all users will log in and give you your email address. Then we will also have an email opt-out rate. And this opt-out rate shows us how many email addresses and users we lose every month. We can lose users, that's considered with the churn rate, and we also lose addresses, because losing a user doesn't mean that we automatically lose the address. We could lose a user and still keep the address, and by email marketing make the address again convert to a user. So we say, let's say 2% of our emails we are losing every month. Then how many emails do we send per month? We say, let's say 1 per week, that's 4 emails per month. And what's the conversion from email to user? Let's say only 1% converts to become a user again, which is quite low, but just keep it low at the beginning. We can also consider the email service provider fee, let's say $50 for a service provider account, for example, GetResponse, MailChimp or whatever. And you can also outsource the copywriting cost, and we say, okay, a professional copywriter charges us $50 for 1 professional email. Next, influencer marketing. We define how many followers one influencer has that we can hire. So influencer marketing is known. You pay a famous influencer in your niche that makes shout outs to his audience and puts a link to your opt-in and landing page, and you get new users and new customers. So let's say our average influencer has 50,000 followers. And the organic reach is the numbers of followers that are or in fact reached by a post from this influencer. You don't reach 100%. If you're fine, you reach about 9%, maybe lower, 5%. It varies from platform to platform. Instagram is about 9% at the moment in 2022. It can be much lower too, and it tends to decrease to become less and less organic reach. But it is, you just can consider the proper number. The conversion from reached follower to user. So we have a follower, we have reached him, and now the reached follower converts to a user. He signs up, and we say 1% or something like that becomes a user of your platform. The cost per shout out, let's say, is $250 you pay to the influencer, and now the number per shout outs you make per month. Let's say we make 4 shout outs per month, and now we start to making more revenue because we activated influencer marketing, and we also can increase our influencer marketing budget, for example, by 3%, and we see our revenue increases and more and more. So we have 4 marketing campaigns now. We can start to plan the expenses. the app maintenance cost in percent of the development cost. When you start a SaaS business, you have to develop your SaaS application. But once it is finished, it is not finished because you have to maintain it. And on average, you will have to spend about 20 to 50% of the initial development cost on maintenance per year. So in this case, we think about 25% maintenance cost of development cost per year. Then the cost per user per month, because you put your app on a server, and in some form this will cost you money, and it will depend very much on what kind of features your app includes, for example, and mainly it depends on the bandwidth one user uses. If you offer video chat and video streaming or something like that, you will need a lot of bandwidth, and the cost per user will be much higher. If you have a very data spare and data poor application with just a few data and a few bits and bytes, this will be very low, and the bandwidth will be very low, and the cost will be very low. So we just start with, and you will have to research this. We just start with a low number of 1 cent per user per month. And we see we have server hosting fees of $20 per month during year 1. And this is a realistic one. If you start small with a small, simple application without video or something like this, you can calculate about $20 to $100 per month for running your app. Bubble.io, for example, the no-code platform charges, I think, $29 for the personnel, where you can start with. And as your app and your user base starts to grow, you can increase the resources to fasten your app and so. And the next level, I think, is about $100 or so per month. So we start with a 1 cent per user. Then the next topic is customer service. Maybe you need to offer customer service, and you can consider this with a percentage. Let's say 5% of all customers need service. They have some kind of inquiry, and you have to answer and help them. You can define the average time to solve the ticket, let's say 10 minutes per ticket, a short inquiry or whatever. And you define the average work week in hours. This helps us later with our personal requirements. Then we come to the expenses, the usual expenses for utilities. That's power and heating and so. Let's say 1% of sales. 1% of sales. Okay, then fees and insurance also, let's say 1%. Administration 2%. You need accounting and such things. Leasing, maybe you are leasing a car or your computer or whatever. Debit and credit card fees, that's very important. Maybe you have 2 to 3% of credit card fees. It depends very much on your merchant account, and yes, you look into the details of your merchant account. And maybe you have other expenses of 1% or whatever. Okay, 1%, here we go. So then maybe you rent an office. Let's say you rent an office for $1,500 per month. And if you have employees, you have to pay a payroll tax of, let's say, for example, 12%. And then we come to the finance, area, finance department. First, we start with the software development cost. If you do this by your own and you, for example, buy the freelance template I already showed you at the beginning, that costs, I think, $299. It's very low cost. And you do all the rest by yourself. You put your time into it. You could also value your time. You put yourself into it. But you can also, for example, hire the agency Zero Code, and maybe they do this project for you for $12,000, and you don't have to do anything, and you have a ready to start SaaS freelancer platform. Maybe you also need some computers, let's say $5,000 for computers, and some legal advice for terms of service and so on. And we need the useful life in years to calculate depreciation. Depreciation is simply the amount of investments, the assets you buy to start your business, divided by the number of useful life in years. This useful life describes the period, how long you expect you can use the assets. Let's say 7 years to use these assets, and then we get the depreciation of $3,000 per year. Now we come to cash and loan, your equity. How much money are you putting yourself into your business? Let's say $25,000 you are willing to invest, and maybe you also take a loan of $15,000. Pardon me, not 100, just $15,000, and then you have a total capital of $40,000. And here are the loan inputs. The starting month is January 24, the same, and we have an interest rate of, let's say, 7%, and the loan term is 5 years. Right, okay, we have the most important assumptions already, and you can start to analyze and view your financial model here on the right hand side. You see here the revenue starts with $325K and goes up to more than $4 million in year 5. And also you have a profit in year 1, $220,000 up to more than $4 million in year 5, which is fantastic, of course. I wish you get this business and build it this way. You also see your monthly active users in month 12, 3,854, and they grew up to more than 35,000 users in year 5. The monthly recurring revenue is in month 12, $55,029, and grows to almost $500,000 in year 5. And we can compare here our user acquisition cost for our various campaigns, for website, ads, email, and influencer, with the user lifetime value is this one. User lifetime value, in our case, $267 is the user lifetime value. One user has a value, one freelancer has a value of $267 for us. And if we take the most expensive distribution channel, acquisition channel, ads, for example, Google ads, we pay $40 to acquire one user and we make $267. That's a no-brainer. Of course, we do as many ads as we can. And we also make as many influencer campaigns and shout-outs, and we can increase our shout-out, let's say, to 20 shout-outs, and now influencers are our most important acquisition channel, and our profits explode to $15 million in year 5 and so on. So you can see, you can check out your marketing budget. How much are you spending on each channel? You're spending most of your marketing budget, well spent, on influencers, 63%, 30% on the website for content creation, ads and email and so on. And you see the break even is way below your monthly recurring revenue. You're super profitable. You have also a chart for the user acquisition cost, and you can see how much you make from your client fees and from your user fees. And there is much more to do and to discover, because you can enter also the personnel. Let's say you hire a general manager because you don't want to do this. You only want to drink your cocktails at the beach and check up your monthly recurring revenue from month to month, and just have fun and enjoy the lifestyle you've always dreamed about. And the general manager does it all for you. And this, of course, changes your cost structure and so on. You can define all the employees you need. And just a little overview, you get more charts, more infos, more details about core financials, net income, website, and so on. You get details about your marketing, how many customers you are gaining from each kind of distribution channel. You can see, for example, from your website, you are getting more and more users from your website. Or from email, you're starting with 0 and it grows and grows and so on. And you have a detailed income sheet for per month and also for 5 years. You have cash flow calculation. You have balance, both 5 years and monthly. You have a detailed loan table where you see interest calculation, principal payment, and so on, the balance on the loan. You have all you need for a powerful and convincing financial model. Okay, I think that's so far with the financial model. Now I would like to come back to our super cool website. And this was part 1 of our startup kit for a freelancer SaaS platform. If you like it, there you will find here on finmods.com. Just click here on the buy button, which is not here yet, but will be there after the video, because I'm right now building the product in the shop. And now we are coming to tool number 2, and I just want to give you a short overview. Tool number 2 is the software itself. And this is super genius because you can make it on a no-code platform, and you can get a template for the no-code platform. That's the easiest way you can build a SaaS product. And the guys from Zero Code, my affiliate partner, by the way, if you click on this link, which I would appreciate very much, I get a little commission at no cost to you. And I took a deep view into this product, and this is a fantastic one because these guys from Zero Code took the platform Upwork and they copied it and made an emulated template for you that you can build your own Upwork. Uplands or Superlands or however lands, freelancers for me in USA, whatever.com you want. This is super genius. Get this template, check it out. This is a no-code system. You can build it from scratch. You have all you need. You get a user dashboard, a landing page, a payment system, a messaging system, an admin dashboard. Its design is responsive. All the bells and whistles you need for a SaaS freelance platform. Uplands, login. Here you can see this template. This one is the job search where freelancers can look for jobs. This one is from the admin page where you can manage your balance and commissions. You can define the commission. You can see how much money you're making, and so on and so on. And if you're interested in this one, just click here on this link, please. I would really appreciate it. Here, for example, then you get to the Uplands page from Zero Code. And here we are. And this is the product side of these great guys from Zero Code. You can watch this Uplands demo video, which is very interesting. And you can watch it later. You also have a web demo, and this one you should definitely check out because you can test this template online. You can check it out and look how it feels and imagine how you could change it. You can do, for example, a login demo freelancer. You can get into the shoes of a freelancer, sign up, and now you are a freelancer looking at your freelance SaaS platform. The freelancer has its profile. The freelancer can look for jobs, find work. The freelancer can manage his own jobs. He has contracts, he has inbox, he has reports, everything the freelancer needs. You can also get into the shoes of a client who wants to hire a freelancer. Let's say we go log out, and then we do log in, and we log in as a demo client, a business that wants to hire freelancers. And so now you are in the shoes of a business that wants to hire freelancers, that wants to post a job, that searches for talents, that looks for, that checks out his reports, what's going on, What's the status of the progress? How much has he paid? What's pending? And so on. There's everything you need. And you also have the administration panel. Let's get back here, log out here as the client, and then we get into the admin, demo admin. And now you have the backbone, and you see the balance, how much everybody makes you in commissions, how much income they make. You have your list of users, you have your list of jobs that are posted on your platform, categories, skills, all you need. And you can change everything. This is just the template. The template is already ready, but you can change, you can add audio, you can add a community, you can add whatever you imagine. All you can think about how to create the perfect freelancer SaaS platform. You can do this with this cool template. It's wow. I'm so impressed. I think I will start my own freelancer platform. Honestly, I already reserved my domain. I can tell you it's lancepal.com. I reserved it today because while I wrote this post, I had the idea for a platform. I will maybe tell you later about it. lancepal.com. That's my coming platform. Okay, we can get into a competition who builds the cooler and better freelancer SaaS platform. I will keep you updated. So check out my financial model. Buy it. It's cheap, just $99. And check out this software template from my friends from Zero Code. Uplands. Build your product. It's just $2.99. That's super cheap. You can change everything by yourself. Build a cool and profitable freelancer SaaS platform. And with this, I will end this. It's so cool. I'm really excited. I think this is the best business opportunity that you can find in these days now. It's a $42.9 trillion business. $42.9 trillion. Trillion dollars. There's 99.9997% market unconquered. So what are you waiting for? If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and comment. If you leave me a comment if you have questions. Tell me what you think about this business, the freelancer SaaS platform business. Great that you're here. I'm looking forward to see you again. Until next time, out now. Ciao.